I'm not going to lose any more chess games this entire year. So you should expect a recap every single day that I play chess. In today's video, we're going to be analyzing my round 8 game against Uwe and Lamy. We both played at 97% accuracy, me a little bit higher. Just super interesting game. Uh, at least I'm not losing. My play is improving. There's still 5 games left to go, so I'm still going to try to come back. But at least my play is improving, and I'm not losing. Because before this game, the 3 games I was lost. In all 3 games, I lost 2 and I drew 1. So that's embarrassing. That's terrible. That's ridiculous. But I still really appreciate all of the support on in the comments and everything. Now I understand why Hikaru makes these recaps because it actually alleviates a lot of stress and boosts your confidence when you have all these fans and supporters. Because every time I lose a chess game, I go and see all these recaps and videos made about me. So it's nice to at least have some, support and fans. So I really appreciate that. And let's get into the game. Okay, so I started the game with the move c4. He played e6. I wasn't really sure what he was going to play. He played c6 in an earlier game, but it was unclear. It was hard for me to predict, what he was going to do. Um, I need to adjust my desktop audio. Anyways, e6. Now I played knight c3. D5. Now I played d4. Now he plays knight f6. We transpose to the cross position. Usually you get it for this way. But we got it from this order. So now I can bring the bishop out. He goes c6, and he had a game uh, earlier on in the tournament, which he won, but he was completely losing in. And the main point of c6 is that if you go e3, they want to play bishop f5. And this leads to like queen f3, bishop g6, and you sort of trade everything, and you get this end game with the double pawns. Black has the 2 bishops, and it's slightly better, but it's a bit dull and boring. So I played queen c2, stopping bishop f5. He played h6. He played, I think, h6 bishop before bishop e6 in the other game. So he decided to deviate, which I was quite happy to see. The bishop 7, e3, castles bishop e3, knight bd7, knight e2. You can bring the knight to f3 or to e2, but if I went to f3, I thought that he would go rook e8, and let's see, you go castles, and they go bishop knight e4. And the point being that if you take, they take back and protecting, and the knight can come in. So I didn't really like this. I wanted to keep the pieces in the tension with knight e2. He played rook e8, he played castles, played a5. A5 is a bit of a weird move. The point is that you're sort of stopping a3 before in advance. And you're sort of saying to white, okay, what do you want to do? You want to go f3? Do you want to go h3? So here, I decided to go bishop g3. It was a little bit of a sneaky threat. For example, if with nh5, and as Agad Mator says, pause the video and try to find the solution. And then after he says, like, if you found the solution, you're a very strong player. So guys, you can pause the video. Think this position, you have knight takes d5. The point being that if you take back, bishop c7 traps the queen. And if you take this, you have a little intermezzo move, knight takes d7, with check. And if you take back, you're up with full pawn. So this essentially, also, let's say you play like king h8, now I have knight b5. And still you can't take because of here. And I'm threatening knight c7, which is going to form 15 minutes. So play knight f8, stopping that. Now I go h3. Black is threatening at h5. So I want to give my bishop sort of square to run away to. Bishop d6, I go rook ae1. I want to take on my own terms. Takes, queen d6. Now I go knight a4. I want to go knight b6 to take this bishop. And then once I take this bishop, I have a good bishop, a very good scope, and then maybe to play f3. I want to play f3, e4 eventually. Goes bishop b6, I go knight c5. And now he goes b6. And here, taking, and it's a decent position. Maybe I'll go right back to c1. My bishop is quite strong, but I really like the idea of going knight back to a4. Knight back to e7, just knight to c3. And the point is that I've actually done this whole ring around there. I literally move my knights here. Knight a4, knight c5, knight a4, knight c3. So I spent 1, 2, 3, 4 moves just to provoke the pawn to b6. And because the pawn is broken to b6, the c6 pawn is now weak in the long term. So you'll see how I took advantage of that later. I didn't win the game, but I did get a very big advantage. Now knight f8. Now that I've provoked this weakness, I want to bring the rooks over here. I'm not going to be pushing on the king side anymore because I have 2 weaknesses here. Bishop b7, rook d1, knight e6. Now I play bishop f5. I thought my opponent wanted to go knight g5 and sort of attacking me maybe h5, so this was a nice prophylaxis move. And I also sort of it's hard for him to make a move. I would ideally like to trade the two bishops off, which would make c6 even more weak, which happened. So Rigby, I just played a3, very simple, slow waiting move. I want to force him to find a move. You should know that you can't play g6 here because I can take. And after takes, obviously I'm threatening this. You have to go here to defend, but now I've had a shot. And I'm actually threatening, both things. So if you try to defend this knight, this falls. And if you take back here, then the queen falls. So he can't go g6. So it's hard to find a move. He goes knight g5. I go knight back to e2. He takes, I take. Point is that I took and then I went back. The point is if I take here, he might be able to play c5. And b2 might be a little like if I trade here, the b2 is sort of soft. So I wanted to take and then just go back. I was very happy with my sort of knight maneuvering, back and forth, very patient and sort of, targeted and you might hear some wind in the background. It's super windy and the windows are like closed anyway. So rook c8, queen f5 comes in, queen e8, now queen e5. I saw this and now knight f5, and I'm coming in. And now you can't just go rook e8 because I take. And obviously, if you feel the knight's hanging, if you take here, this I take here. So I'm coming in. The king has to go away to avoid the check. Now knight comes to g3. And here there's some assailants. For example, if you play rook e8, I had a few options. First, I could play queen d6. Whenever queen d6, rook e6, I play rook here. Now, there's a really funny thing you might just think here, but no, I have knight takes f7. And if you take back, I take here. And if you take here, I take here. Um, but so my rook's pinned, so I just need one move to protect the rook, and then I move the knight and I'm a free pawn. So you go here, but then I saw that I take, and now obviously if I take, I lose the rook. So I can go here. They take, and now the rook comes to c6 trying to come to the second rank. Now I go here, rook c2, knight takes d5, rook takes f2. And I saw this after I could play rook f1. I wasn't sure. Maybe this is the best move. Yes. I'm not sure. Let's see what the engine says. Oh yeah, knight c3. I saw this, and wow, here I'm supposed to play a4. Yeah, this is okay. It's a weak engine. Anyways, I saw this all in advance, and I realized that actually I just go back. So we're gonna draw the engine. And also this is possible. Anyways, he goes back, and here I have 51 minutes, and I think for 30 whole minutes, and I actually find the best move with G because I felt like, for example, I was trying to make this work, and now h4 was my idea. Oh, and apparently I'm just wrong. 96? Sure. Oh, I'm just stupid. I'm just actually stupid. So yeah, this is why after you think for so long, you really sort of, Also, this I was considering to go for this position. Obviously, if you go here, I protect. So you get the position where I have like a rook against two knights. I have a rook and a pawn against two knights, and I wasn't sure how to evaluate this. Engine thinks it's slightly better. Yeah, I saw this. I wasn't sure how to evaluate. Anyways, I found e4. I felt like I have to just pounce. And he goes, knight takes. And here, this was my original plan was to go 97. But I basically just psyched myself out, like originally. So obviously the point is if you go here, I take with check, and the king moves and I take this pawn. The rook attacks and I push my pawn. And now I have an extra pawn, I have a passed pawn, and I have a completely dominant position. I should be able to win this. But when I completely just overlooked, and maybe I was just so tired of thinking for 30 minutes, just I don't know what it was. I basically saw that knight f6, and I was worried that after takes. I thought, okay, the rook's coming to e8, then the knight's coming to d5, and then f5, f4 is coming. Like this knight is super strong on d5, and the pawns are running. But I actually saw g4, and I thought, okay, he'll go king h8, and then I saw like queen f5, and then I thought, okay, now you go queen e8 or d8, like say queen d8, now g6 coming, and now I missed the super strong moves actually d5. And I didn't have much time, but I really should have spent more time. Like queen d8, and now just d5. And I'm completely winning here because if you take, now I can take. And if you take, this hangs. And if let's say you move this, now I can just push the pawn to d6. And now I have a pass pawn. I have an exchange only for a pawn. The pawn on d4 is weak. Like I should be able to win this. So that was quite disappointing that I didn't find this. I was really perhaps fatigued. I've been very sick lately, but I literally saw this exact position. I just didn't evaluate it properly. Like, I saw this exact position. Now that you look at the engine, it's easy to understand it's like +2, but I just didn't get it. Like, of course, I understood it was better, but I didn't realize that it was such a large mistake that I had such a dominant advantage. So I played takes here. And I thought he would go here, but then I have this really strong move, yeah, queen f3. The point being that let's say the knight goes here. Now I have queen g4, and I'm threatening this. And let's say you defend it. You can defend it with f6 or rook g8 or g6. But anyways, I just take the pawn. f6 I take. For g8 I take. Anyway, you take back, I take back. It's this sort of common motif. But you go at g6, I went 93, king g7, knight c4, queen g3. I thought I had a little bit of pressure here. He was getting low on time, rook e8, I played queen c7. Here, the best try was actually to go queen e7, which I missed. I should go queen e7. I should force the rook c8, and then now I should go queen a7. Because I wanted to play queen a7 here, but then I was worried about knight d7. My knight was sort of trapped. Of course, I'm just wrong. Wow. I guess I just go b3. Wow. Um, because if here, what's the point? Oh, now I go here, yeah. This is a bit stronger. And now he has to go like knight h5. He has to be a bit aggressive. He has to start sacking some material. So I could have put a little more pressure. I should have. But anyways, I went to a4, and then yeah, he plays b5. I just didn't really. I underestimated b5, and then everything sort of just liquidated. Um, I had maybe a slight. Everything was traded off. So yeah, the only real chance to win was at this point. I really felt like I should have something. Um, as you can see, I spent 30 minutes on this move. Like I could really feel that I had an advantage and I had pressure, but unable to convert. That's the hardest part of chess. There's rest day now, so I'll try to still come back. I have three blacks in the next 5 games, but as long I think I'm aiming at least 2 wins in the last 5 games, and three plus three would be nice. But it's a very difficult tournament, and obviously when you lose 2 games in a row, you can't. It's not like I can be too upset if I don't win. Better and keep working and keep improving. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. Check out my Substack. I'm going to start uploading the recaps early to Substack. And in addition to that, I'm going to answer 5 questions from subscribers to my Substack about the game. So go check out the Substack. The link is in the bio. I'm going to keep up the recaps. I'm not going to lose any more chess games this entire year. So you should expect a recap every single day that I play chess, and hopefully every day of the year. So yeah, I want to build a community, and Substack will be a good way. So you guys will get to ask questions, things that I didn't elaborate on, or you're curious about. So just check out the Substack and join. It's free. We're also going to have a paid part with exclusive access. So again, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, blah blah blah, blah, and see you guys in the next one.